Hi everyone, Eileen back with you with a Lavinia stamps video tutorial from me to you. And today, Saturday, I thought I would do some more mail art because I've got a lot of these envelopes and I really want to do something with them that's a bit special. And this is ideal, I feel. Tomorrow, I'm thinking of doing a card to match to fit into my envelope. So I hope that you will be able to join me then as well. Right, I'm going to tell you the stamps that I'm using first, and then we'll just crack on and get it done. The main tree in this is called the Tree of Courage, and this obviously is, these are all from Lavinia Stamps' last release. I'm also using text, words, beautiful font, Magic Surrounds Us. I'm using the Thistle. I'm using Little Pippin. He's not from the last release. He's been around a while, but he's so sweet. And the stars. I think that covers all the stamps. So just to recap, I've got Thistle, Tree of Courage, Magic Surrounds Us, Little Pippin, and the stars. I don't think I've missed anything out. Not using a stencil today. That makes a change. Okay, let's crack on then. Here's my envelope. It's a creamy colour, off-white, pale cream. I just love it. Down it goes. And first thing I'm doing is putting some texture in the background with Magic Surrounds Us. And I'm using Versifying Claire Warm Breeze, Ink Up, taking off the first generation and then down, about an inch down from the top and over on the left-hand side. And then across again towards the middle and over to the right, but not too far over. And then back again to the left at the bottom. And then finally down again, keeping away from the right-hand side, different height, going down to the bottom of the envelope now, without inking up any of that, as you've seen. So that just gives me, actually I might put a bit up here. Yeah, going to see what impression I get there, pressing quite heavily. Oh yeah, that's enough. And that, yeah, I'm pleased with that. Got rid of that empty space. As you can see, because this is an envelope, you need a space to put your address or the address of who's going to receive it, and a stamp. Although I have to be honest, I've got to own up. I do a lot of this mail art stuff for friends and relatives, but I do not post them like this. I put them in another envelope. I just don't want to get them torn or dirty before they get there. Right. Next is the tree itself. Using my Misty for this. Popping it down. I just want to see if this is still in the right place. That better come out. Move it over a little. And down again, you're moving. Aha. Would help if I put the magnets down, wouldn't it? Yep. Oh, let's start again. Right. So I'm over on the left-hand side, but not right to the edge. I reckon I've got half an inch away from the side. And then about another half an inch up from the bottom of the envelope. I want all of the tree though to be on the envelope. I don't want it going off of the edge, so be careful about the top when you position. Might need to come down a little. That will do. Take your time, get it right. Turn it round. These are a bit cumbersome when you're filming, but necessary, I think, for some of the larger images. Yeah. Stamping, I'm good, but I'm not that good. Right. Black, Nocturne. Versifying Clair Nocturne. It's not a very juicy pad, this. I must re-ink it. I think that should do it. Over we go. And down and press. And sneakily get my heat gun out of the drawer whilst I'm doing that. Pressing down there and there. And plugging my heat gun in. And lift. Oh no, look, that's because I didn't take the residue off. Oh well, not to worry, we can get rid of that, can't we? Didn't take the surplus ink off. Naughty, naughty. They say you're not supposed to need to do that in a stamp press. Obviously I was pressing too heavily down and splayed the polymer a bit. Right, lid on that. Sand eraser 512A. This sand eraser is a Tombow Mono sand eraser 512A, and it will get rid of that. Might need a bit of work though, but it will get rid of it. Doesn't work on all cardstocks, but it works on a lot of them. And it certainly works on these envelopes. And this is pigment ink, so it's doing a really good job. It doesn't, sometimes this eraser doesn't like pigment ink very much. It adores dye-based inks. Oh, handles them with one arm tied behind its back, but pigment ink's sometimes a bit of a nuisance. But I think that I've got rid of that. Oops, sorry, not the table. I'm swinging around in my chair. I'm just going to get rid of all that bits and pieces and debris here. Well, it's nearly all gone, look, just a shadow there. And there's a bit more, I think. I think that'll do. I don't think it's hardly noticeable. My eye isn't going to it. I know it's there, but it isn't annoying me, so it can stay. Right. Thistle is next. Beautiful stamp, absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to two-tone this one. And the first colour that I'm using will be Versifying Clair Red Tulip, along with Versifying Clair Summertime. Starting off with a lighter one at the top. And then I'm using Red Tulip. And then I'm going back to Summertime. popping the card round, or rather the envelope, and then I'm going up from the bottom, like so, out over to the right hand side. Don't dither like I did. I shouldn't have dithered there. When you make a decision, it's sort of go for it. That's nice. And inking up again. Oh, I want red, more red this time because I'm changing the colour again. I'm going for the red tulip again, taking off the surplus ink there. Just a wet cloth, take that off. And then I'm using a little bit of Warm Breeze, just for a colour contrast, just on the bottom half of the leaves. Does all this interchangeable colour on one stamp contaminate your pads, your ink pads? Yep. Do I care? Nope. Right. Now I'm going to pop this down here. Oh, I want more blue there. Just a little bit more blue on that top bit. Like so. And I'm going along the bottom. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. No, I'm liking that. Right. Now, I have got part of the tree there in that thistle. I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to see if I can darken down that thistle so it really looks as if it's on top of the tree. Yeah, well, it's not ideal, but it's art, so I think I'll go with it. But it's taken my eye away from that tree root there, because I want it to appear behind the thistle, not in front of it. Because it wouldn't be possible, would it? Oh, dear. Stop waffling. Okay. Right, little Pippin is next. Isn't he lovely? I'm going to pop him down just above the bottom of the tree. Like so. Right. Pop him in there. Let the ink soak in. And then down and up. This is textured, this envelope. So I'm just going to use a black crayon quite firmly just to ink him in and make him more opaque. And I think I will need a pigment ink pen to finish off the job. Which I do. I've got the outline, so just filling it in to make him more opaque. One of my favourite stamps, Pippin. He fills in a lot of spaces and he looks gorgeous. And there he goes. There he is. Next is, what's next? Colouring in the tree, I think. Yep, we will colour in the tree. Now, I'm using colouring pencils. You can use whatever you like, whatever colours you like. So I'm going for a pale blue, a green and a red. And I'm also using orange and gold sparkle pens. Mainly because I want a little bit of colour on this, you know. So starting off with the blue, just very lightly going up. Oh, best put it this way around because I can't see properly. Right, so are you looking? Yeah, you can see, okay. So popping up some blue, holding the crayon at the end so it's very light. very light there. And then a bit of green going up further. Now, I'm not taking a load of time with this. Just following the lines of the image, of course. Trying to keep in the lines of the image. Just to give it a little bit of colour. And I want some shadow there, so let's put a bit of red in, like so. And then I want more red at the bottom because I've got some thistle here. I want to make the tree a bit more stand out. A bit more blue. And then I'm adding a little bit of gold there, just to give it a bit of a sparkle. And this is a finer nib, so I can go a bit higher up into the branches where I couldn't before because the crayons were too large. They needed sharpening, so the nibs weren't that pointy, if you know what I mean. So a bit of gold there. Bit of gold there. You can put on as much or as little as you like. And then I'm going to add a bit of orange as well. Just at the bottom. Bit of sparkle. It's Saturday. We all need sparkle, don't we? Yeah. So I'm quite pleased with that. Now going back to the crayons, I'm just going to pop a tiny amount under Pippin. And then I'm getting my eraser just to blend. Maybe a little bit more shadow there. But some of that can come out now. And then also under the tree, just bringing it down so that's grounded a bit as well. Don't make a big song and dance out of that, because you've got the lovely thistle there, so I don't really want to interfere with that too much, like that. All right. Now the final thing I'm doing is adding a moon, but drying off any ink because I'm going to use brushes and some distress ink, and that could reactivate some of the pigment ink. It's probably okay, but I don't want to take the risk of it smearing. This is a moon from Lavinia Stamps. It's a moon mask. I'm just popping it on. Down a little, yeah. Victorian Velvet Distress Ink. And a makeup brush. This is not a super wet pad, so I don't need to take too much ink off, but I am taking the first bit off because I don't really want any streaks. I want it to be smooth, you know, hazy look coming out quite a way as well, and going over some of these thistles just to incorporate them into the moonlit area. Don't want to go too much down here on the left-hand side over the tree, though. Just want it to look as if the moon's behind the tree. And that's quite nice. And no smudging, so that's good. Quickie glue pen. Oh, hold on, I forgot the stamps, stars. Aha, must put those in first before the quickie glue pen goes on. Just going to have a drink. And just popping the stars in like so. So that little Pippin is sort of gazing up. Now, one of the stars has lost a point where I didn't press hard enough. So I've got a coloured pencil with quite a sharpened nib. I'm just going to pop that in there. So that's back. What else? Oh, yes, quickie glue pen. That's where I was. It's probably dried now. Goes on blue, dries clear. Got a gap in the star, so pop it in there too. I don't want to go over the thistles though. So going behind those, but I'm not going to bother with the bottom bit. So it's just around this top area. And then I've got some crystallina rainbow. It's a Sweet Poppy, very, very fine glitter. Okay, now the final thing to do is got to get rid of the surplus glitter, but I'll wait a moment for that. I probably can get rid of this area because I want to put some enamel accents on that, on the stars. No, I don't want to risk taking any more off because it's removing it from where the glue hasn't dried. So we won't go there. Right, enamel accents. Just going to pop down without getting it all over my card or over my envelope. Just a tiny little amount, down and up blobs in those stars. Even the very small ones are going to get a tiny amount, like so. And that just takes out the dark, you know, the really opaque black of those stars. And doesn't detract from the other images. Right, so with that, I think that I'm done. Well, let me get my board back. I really enjoyed doing that. Okay, critique time. I think maybe Pippin should have come down on this one that I've just done. I think Pippin needed to come down just a fraction more, he needed to come down. He wasn't, he's higher on here than he is here, although not by that much. And also my Thistle are darker. And that really is going to be personal choice. Do you like the darker ink or do you prefer the paler ink that I've got on this one? Well, I like them both, but I think paler now on reflection. Yeah, I think paler. Anyway, pays your money, takes your choice. I enjoyed doing that. I'll be back tomorrow. and hopefully with a card to match-ish. See you then. Thanks for looking today. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.